It started as a student documentary. 3 kids, 2 cameras, 1 map, and a legend older than the town they were filming in. They hiked into the woods chasing a story, and what they brought back was 81 minutes of panic, paranoia, and the world's worst camping trip. This is the Blair Witch Project, a film that proved you don't need monsters, makeup, or music, just bad decisions and jittery hands. It was a movie so real people thought the cast was dead, and so cheap it could have been funded by a bake sale. We're about to get shaky, snotty, and scared stupid on this episode of the Regular Guy Movie Show.
Let's hit play. Regular guys got something to say. The Regular Guy Movie Show. Talking flicks. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Regular Guy Movie Show, where 3 dudes revisit the beloved films of their youth to find out if they still hold up or if they should have stayed buried underneath a pile of sticks in rural Maryland. I'm Seth, and joining me as always are my 2 favoriteest lost campers, Justin and Brian. Gentlemen, are you ready to follow this map straight into chaos?
Hold on. Do I have any snot on my face?
No, you're good.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And talking about this, I'm a little nervous. In fact, I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Well, before we start stacking creepy stick figures outside each other's tents, let's talk about what we're drinking tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually, before we do that, let's talk about where we are, because things might sound a little bit different on the podcast this episode.
Yeah, if we sound a little bit different, it's because we're doing things on site.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
We're camping.
We're on our annual fall camping trip.
The Dude's Fall Camping Adventure Extravaganza.
DAFK, for short.
In the forest, in a tent.
Yeah.
Just like the people that we're talking about tonight.
What a coincidence, and a creepy one at that.
It is creepy. I mean, we're under the starlight. We got the campfire going, so if you hear some crackles, that's what that is.
Or maybe it's somebody lingering in the woods.
Ooh.
That's spooky.
It's spooky.
I'm so scared.
Well, we are... We got a couple of beers that we'll be enjoying this evening during this our recording. The first one is from Avery Brewing, and it is Ellie's Brown. It's an American brown ale. It is a good beer, and the reason this beer was chosen, the makers of the Blair Witch Project really developed a very rich backstory, and it doesn't all get into the movie, but a key part of the backstory was the name of the Blair Witch, which was...
What was her name?
Ellie,
that's right.
So this is Ellie's Brown, was a perfect fit.
Yeah, so, we're going to shout out to the old Blair Witch and leave us alone here tonight while we talk about you.
Please leave us alone, Ellie.
Now, before we go into, the nitty-gritty of this movie, let's kind of take that moment to think back of our earliest memories of the Blair Witch Project. When did you guys first encounter the Blair Witch?
So I saw this movie when I was 17. It was when it released in theaters. So I was 17 years old. I was really happy that we went to the early show after this was over, because it was still light outside. Because it got under my skin a little bit. Yeah, it sure did.
So I saw it in the movie theater too. I think it was the second weekend that was locally available at the movie theater. I was a little bit older than you at the time. I was 23. And yeah, saw it at the movie theater.
I remember when this movie came out, I was in college and I was so excited about this movie. I had heard about it. I'd heard about how it performed at the film festivals and just heard how different it was and read about how the film was made, some of which we'll get into in the podcast. And so when it finally came to the local area, I was there as quickly as I could. I think I saw it 3 times in the theater. And what I remember most, though, about it is that for many months after this movie came out, we could consistently, my television, radio classmates and I, find ways to derail whatever class it might be. It didn't matter whether it was media ethics, media law, media production. We could find a way to work discussions of this movie into the class and just derail things. And
nice.
Loved it.
That was a hot topic.
Yeah, that has value right there.
Yeah. Whenever this movie came out on VHS, they had a pre-sale special that you could get where it was a companion piece that came with it. So it was a box set. It was the Blair Witch Project, and then there was another documentary that kind of went further into the Blair Witch mythology.
The lore.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so I remember watching both of those. And so there was a lot of details that we'll bring up tonight that I think more came from that than what the Blair Witch Project did. But I was so impressed by just the richness of the filmmakers in putting this story together. And quite frankly, they're slightly off the wall methods in making it happen.
Yeah, we'll get into that. It's interesting to say the least.
I mean, I think it's part of the story. Speaking of the story, though, Brian, why don't you tell us what the Blair Witch Project is all about?
All right. The Blair Witch Project came out in 1999, and it was rated R. In the summer of 1994, 3 film students, Heather, Mike, and Josh, vanish while hiking in the Black Hills of Maryland to make a documentary about a local legend of the Blair Witch. Armed with only their cameras, their journey into the woods turns from research into terror as strange symbols appear, eerie noises surround them, and fear begins to unravel their minds. What starts as a simple documentary quickly descends into a nightmare that blurs the line between myth and reality. And the footage they leave behind is the only proof of what happened.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yeah.
And how did this do in the box office?
All right. Well, this will be our second movie in a row that was very, very impressive. So it was a massive box office success. Sorry. It was a massive box office success. It's even more impressive when you consider its tiny budget. This movie was budgeted around $60,000.
Wow.
And worldwide, the gross was over $248 million. So that's an insane return on investment, making it one of the most profitable films ever related to its budget. And oddly enough, it surpassed Halloween as the most successful independent film of all time.
Oh, there we go.
You know, you say that this was a $60,000 budget.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it actually was a lot less than that.
I would think, probably in that they included travel, and other things maybe other movies wouldn't consider as budgetary.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe the renting the 16 millimeter camera or something. I don't know.
Maybe the editing portion. There's a lot of expenses that go into putting a movie on screen other than just making of the movie.
That's true.
I mean, this looked like it was made for $60, not $60,000.
To be honest, I bet the majority of that budget was spent on marketing.
Oh, a good call.
There definitely was a lot of marketing put into it. I don't know whether I would take that out of their production budget.
True.
I think that was probably more after and part of the release process. But regardless, man, they packed a lot of punch for very little money.
The beauty of this movie was in the idea of what it was. Not so much maybe the movie, as we'll get into, but the idea around what this movie was, I think was brilliant.
So let's talk about how this movie was received. Justin, you got information about that?
I do. So this is kind of strange. So Rotten Tomatoes has a certified fresh score of 86%. based on 175 reviews from critics, which is good, right? But the popcorn meter is 57% based on 250,000 plus viewer rating. So it's not like the people, like the general public, were just like, this is stupid. Like, it was kind of split half and half. They either liked it or hated it. But on Amazon, whenever I was looking at that, it has 4.5 stars based on over 10,000 ratings. But I think we're kind of in that same thing. You know, we were talking before about other movies on Amazon. If you're seeking this movie out, you probably like it. You're watching it and you're rating it highly. So, but yeah, the difference between reviews from critics and reviews from viewers is vastly different. I found that pretty interesting.
Well, this film was brought to life by a pair of film school grads, Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. They were the writers and the directors. On a movie like this, I don't know how you can really claim either one of those titles. Because really, the actors in this movie, and let's just get a little bit into the production of it. The actors of this movie in the movie shot everything. All the footage you see was shot by the actors. The action in the movie and the words in the movie that are said are improvised by the actors. Now, each day, from what I understand, each actor was provided with basically a film can with some base, and inside there was some notes of things they needed to work in over the course of the day.
Sure.
Have points of conflict, what they needed to do, and all of this was, and then they were basically left out there in the woods for 8 days.
Almost like a Survivor kind of scenario, you know, and they were given an outline of
very
script,
loose outline.
a loose outline of these are the things you need to accomplish,
right?
Or these are the things you need to do, and it was up to them to do it and do it however they saw fit.
Yeah. And so as a result, a lot of the anxiety that comes through in this movie, a lot of the aggression, a lot of the fear is legitimate because, you know, just like you see in the movie, these characters who are being tormented at night, the filmmakers and the crew were out there tormenting these actors at night.
Yeah, when they didn't know what was coming. And not only that, but there was a little bit of food deprivation to cause stress. There was a lot of sleep deprivation to heighten stress and anxiety. Man, that almost borders on cruel.
Right, exactly. It sounds more like torture than filmmaking.
But through doing that, they got genuine emotion.
They sure did.
Genuine words, genuine reactions, and I think genuine fear.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it was very believable for sure.
And what I do give them credit for, they did develop, like I mentioned earlier, a pretty rich mythology around this story, and they planted some seeds and did all the things that kind of led to the different points and led to the final, conclusion. But they established this is the story of this Blair Witch, and this is all the pieces that fit together. And now once they're out there, you're basically on your own. And I mean, it was avant-garde, guerrilla. It was a lot of things. Interestingly, neither one really of these filmmakers kind of went on to big careers after this.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get into it, but really neither did the actors.
Let's just go ahead and let's just jump into who do we have in our cast for this movie?
All right, so this is going to be our shortest cast list we've ever done. First on my list is Heather Donahue, played by Heather Donahue.
Imagine that.
I don't want to go cheesy. I want to really avoid any cheese. I want to present this in as straightforward a way as possible, and I think the legend is unsettling enough.
Hell yeah, Heather. Keep the cheese out of it. She is a documentary filmmaker and one of the trio who goes into the woods to uncover the myth of the Blair Witch. She's strong, curious, and emotionally raw as things go south.
I mean, she was the captain of the ship.
She was.
She was, yeah.
And just like any captain, she goes down with the ship.
She did. Hard.
Yeah.
Well, and how could you not if you didn't even know what was going to happen?
That just blows my mind. I didn't know that about like the directors and going out there and messing with that. I had no idea. I thought Heather was a pretty good actress though. I didn't, she did everything she was supposed to do. She was convincing and believable. She showed good emotion. It didn't seem forced, and maybe it's because she was being messed with. I don't know, but the way that she came off was believable. Mm-hmm. Like she wasn't really acting. And again, maybe that's because they were being messed with. I don't know.
Well, and she had a big burden. She was kind of burdened with the narrative of the story, and she was kind of the central point of view. Mm-hmm. Like you said, she had really good emotional range.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of her reactions, for reasons we discussed, were genuine.
Right.
So yeah, I thought she did a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
She was a character that I think a lot of people who watch this movie will probably kind of dislike.
Yeah.
She's someone who you kind of love to hate.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. She was, and the way that she was portrayed was she was doing things on purpose, and she admitted to some of it and later on in the film, but, she was headstrong.
Yes, she was bossy. She was a bossy bitch.
She wanted to get this documentary done and get it done right. And, she was very set on making sure that happened.
Well, following the Blair Witch Project, she had a little bit of success. She was a featured actor in the Steven Spielberg produced sci-fi miniseries called Taken back in 2002. It was all about alien abductions, and she was also for many years a familiar face in Steak and Shake commercials.
I didn't know that.
Yep, she played a cheerful diner waitress.
Now that you say that, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I've seen those.
Now, these days, though, she's not really doing anything in Hollywood, and she is instead a cannabis cultivator.
Oh, good for you, Heather.
Yeah.
I can see that. Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah, way to find your niche.
All right, who else we got?
All right, next up, I have Michael Williams, played by, you guessed it, Michael C. Williams.
Bugs me out is that we're so damn deep in the woods, and people are going to try and come out here and mess with us, then they got to have something wrong with them, and I'm not going to play with that.
Well, how do we know it was people?
Well, even if it wasn't, I'm not going to play with that either.
I don't blame you, Michael. So Michael is Heather's friend and fellow documentarian. More anxious and grounded than Heather, he's often trying to stay rational even when everyone else is losing it.
I think Mike's a bit of an instigator.
Yeah, there's two sides to that coin. He's a bit of an instigator, and he's trying to be the skeptic and lean on realism. But at the same time, it looked like he enjoyed pushing some buttons.
For sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. But then when those buttons got pushed a little too hard, he was like, hey, wait.
Right.
Yeah, he reeled it back.
We got to back off on this one.
Yeah. Following the Blair Witch Project, he made a few appearances on shows like The Objective and Law & Order SVU, but he has since returned to theater, and he eventually became a guidance counselor and youth theater director in New York.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Right.
Good for you, Michael.
And, but yeah, apparently now he's kind of happy to be cemented in cinematic history as the dude standing in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You got that one,
But
Michael.
somebody put Mike there.
Right.
He sure did.
All right, who else we got?
All right, last on my list is Josh Leonard, played by Joshua Leonard.
It sounds like all these actors and actresses were typecast.
That's probably why they never got any more work.
Right?
No, I'm not fucking scared. I'm just tired. I'm hungry. I'm just fucking done, man.
All right.
I'm just fucking done.
I don't blame him. Josh was the third filmmaker, skeptical and sometimes aggravating, pushing the boundaries of what they'll record. He loves provoking tension, which doesn't help when they're already lost.
I thought he was a bit of a scaredy cat.
I think he was probably the most down-to-earth of the three. Mm-hmm. Wanting to go with the flow. But yeah, at a certain point, he lost his shit.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was the first to crack, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only one to disappear.
True.
I guess really all of them
Well, they all
disappeared
disappeared.
ultimately.
The only thing
Maryland Wood.
yeah,
Right.
the only thing left were the tapes.
Just the tapes.
Following the Blair Witch Project, Josh Leonard continued working steadily in independent film and television. He's appeared in acclaimed independent films like Hump Day and If I Stay. He's also then moved behind the camera as a writer, director, and photographer. So, still doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Still in the business.
There you go.
Doing some things. Ultimately, this cast were three complete unknowns at the time this movie was made.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Correct, yeah.
And I think what though really works with this movie is the trio's chemistry and honestly collapse. You have Heather, who's in control but also in denial. You have Josh with his frustration and logic, Mike with his aggression and fear. Ultimately, you have no villain in the group.
Right.
Just three people unraveling in real time.
Yeah. Each one of them became the villain at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that added to the realism. I kind of thought, man, if I was out there with two other people, there would be times and moments where I could step up, and there would be times and moments where I'm the burr under the saddle.
Yeah.
I think that was a real well done way to show realism.
Mm-hmm.
How it's actually like.
Yeah. And one of them, they weren't all like well-known friends of each other, right?
No, I don't think so. This was they posted a actors wanted ad in one of the trade publications, and these people had no prior relationship to this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could definitely see it. It'd be a little different to be out there, the three of us out camping, yeah,
we know what buttons to push
and which ones to not.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, if you're meeting people and going through this together and then kind of learning about them and figuring out all those things and which buttons are the hot buttons, there's bound to be some discord there for sure.
Well, and the other thing's true too. We would know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we would lean on each other's strengths, and we would shy away from each other's weaknesses. Where here, these three didn't seem to have that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all potluck.
Right.
Yeah.
There was also a lot of drama after this film came out with these actors.
Oh, really?
So apparently, when the film was filmed in '97, the three leads each signed pretty small budget independent contracts. And from what I understand, their pay was around $500 to $1,000 up front.
Oh, wow.
But they were promised a percentage of any profits if the film was ever distributed.
Okay.
So the movie, after it was made, ended up doing the round of film festivals. Very little money behind it, but it kind of built a cult following, and it got picked up and it got bought. Mm-hmm. And these actors didn't get anything that they were promised.
No, they didn't.
No.
Damn.
So they had to go and basically take the distributors of the film to court, and had to basically sue to get paid what they were due. And especially whenever Blair Witch 2 came out, they were like, hey, we helped you build a franchise. It's time to pay us, motherfuckers. And so they had to go to court, and they sued the producers, Haxon Films, and the distributor Artisan Entertainment, who controlled the rights, marketing, and payout structures. And I forgot about this. This is also apparently because of the film's blurring the line between reality and fiction.
Mm-hmm.
The actors' IMDb pages all had them marked as missing, presumed dead. So they were unable to get additional work because casting agents thought they were deceased.
That is crazy.
So because of all this, they had to file a lawsuit, and ended up getting a confidential settlement, rumored in somewhere in the low six figures.
Okay.
To basically, compensate them for what they hadn't been paid previously.
So this film made $284 million, and the three main actors of this film didn't get rich off of it.
And so when you talked about that $60,000 production budget, less than $3,000 of that was for the cast.
Man, that is crazy.
and it just blew up.
I wonder.
And it became a phenomena. And
Right.
they didn't get their coin. That's disheartening.
And
man.
without them, you have nothing. They shot it. They acted in it. You have nothing without them.
Nothing.
And they got nothing out of it. Mm-mm. That's crazy. Holy cow. I wonder what their percentage was that they signed for in their contract.
I don't know. No way to know. But
Because that seems like something you could just like,
One
if it ever gets picked up.
1% is $2.8 million.
Right.
That's life-changing money,
No kidding.
especially when you're their age.
Good Lord.
So settling on a low six-figure,
that sucks.
Get a better lawyer,
The lawyer probably got most of it.
right?
yep.
No offense to any lawyers listening to the show out there. No, but let's do better.
So let's jump into the plot of this movie. So we start things off with our initial introduction to basically the crew. We see Heather, getting all packed up to go shoot documentary over the weekend. She, her friend Josh comes, and then they go to pick up the sound man Mikey, and they hit the road to shoot this documentary. There's some relationship that already exists between Heather and Josh. Neither one seemed to know Mike at all, but he's a willing participant of this project. And so they're going to the woods out in Burkittsville, Maryland, to document the Blair Witch. And once they get there,
Is Burkittsville a real place?
actually, I don't know.
I don't either.
I may look it up.
I got it. So Burkittsville is actually a real town. It's a historic village in Frederick County, Maryland, known for its role in the Civil War and its connection to the Blair Witch legend.
Which isn't real.
It's
Located,
not?
located in the Middletown Valley, town's residential area with an economy based on agriculture and tourism because of the movie. Small incorporated town with a mayor and council, and its historic district is listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh,
So
Fancy.
it's a spot.
tweet.
It's a fly speck on the map.
Well, once they get to Burkittsville, they kick things off with their production of this documentary with a scene in a cemetery.
There are an unusually high number of children laid to rest here, most of whom passed in the 1940s. Yet no one in the town seems to recall anything unusual about this time. To us, anyway.
Except that's a lie. Because everyone they talk to in the town tells them what happened
Right.
to these kids.
Exactly.
It's not an unknown thing. It's not like these kids just vanished, because they talk to various different townspeople and they interview the locals, and they get in different stories. So the filmmakers actually created this very rich mythology, and they have it in multi-step, basically covering like 300 years of activity of the Blair Witch. And one of the stories, the most recent one from the 1940s, which is talked about quite a bit during these interviews, was a gentleman by the name of Rustin Parr, who was abducting children.
Right.
But yeah, they caught him. They know what happened. So I don't know what she's talking about here, that no one seems to know why. Yeah, they do. They know what happened.
Maybe they just didn't want to disrespect their little town.
Yeah.
So the people that they interviewed in the town, are these actors as well? Like people that they found to act in this movie?
So yeah, actually, so these are actors where, again, the filmmakers basically provided them the story to tell, gave them the same kind of rich mythology and said, this is the story. They're gonna ask you some questions. You just be as improvisational as possible. And I think there was probably also some people that they talked to during this that were just townspeople.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so some were local actors. A lot of others were crew members
Okay.
that just kind of stepped up to be a part of what's going on.
I thought they all did pretty well. I mean, and Not that they were like brilliantly acted or anything, but they felt natural.
The only one I felt was weird was when they went to talk to the lady, Mary Brown.
Oh yeah, she was
who's in
bizarre.
the trailer, coming out with the giant Bible. She was just nuts,
Yeah.
and not in a convincing nuts way. Just little just fake nuts.
Well, she was a real actress, and I think she turned on the acting when this should have been a natural conversation,
Right.
instead of
She was trying to be crazy.
right, instead of lights, camera, action. It's, hey, here's somebody. Let's ask them a question.
But while they're here, they also talk to some fishermen who talk about figures floating in the water, and we talked to this Mary Brown, talks about this woman with hair all over her body, and lots of different things. But we don't really get a full picture of what the Blair Witch is from these conversations.
Nothing concrete, and just like a lot of local legends and places like that, everyone has their own little take on it.
Right.
The one part we do get is when they're talking about the Rustin Parr kidnapping the kids in the 1940s, is that the story about how he would abduct kids 2 at a time and take them to his murder house and bring them down to the basement and make one look in the corner while he murdered the other. And so that we're told, and that will come back later. But beyond that, we don't, and even that we're not explained. What does that have to do with a witch?
Right. And actually, whenever I watched this, it was something that we talked about where I was kind of confused, because when I think of a witch, I think of a woman. And so when they were talking about a man doing this, I'm like, well, then, like, why do you call it the Blair Witch if it's a man doing? You know what I mean? Like, initially I was confused. We talked about it. You had some good insight into it if you want to get into it.
Yeah, sure. So this is again kind of drawing onto the source material that the creators of the film created. Basically, this is a story that took place over multiple centuries, and it starts off with the Blair Witch, who was named Ellie Kedward, and she was accused of witchcraft, and then found guilty and banished into the woods during a brutal winter. And apparently, not long after that, all of the people who accused her of being a witch, as well as the town's children, vanished. So this was back in like the 1700s when this had supposedly happened. And after this happened, the town of Blair, which is what the town was called, changed its name to Burkittsville. So then there was another incident, and this is brought up in the movie briefly, but again, not thoroughly explained. In about 100 years later, at Coffin Rock, there was a massacre where a party was looking for a missing girl, and then that whole party was essentially murdered, disemboweled, and tied and bound and such. And then in the 1940s, this Rustin Parr guy, kidnaps these kids, and so basically the story is that the Blair Witch would persuade or possess or drive these people basically insane to the point of doing bad things on her behalf.
Doing her bidding, yeah.
And so that's where the tie-in is between the old man in the 1940s and that.
Yeah.
But again, it's not explained.
Right. I would have liked to have seen some more continuity in the story with that, because watching this, you get a sense of supernatural.
Yeah.
And then at the end, or later on, you get a sense of serial killer.
Right. Exactly.
And you want to braid those together, and it really never did.
No.
And I do wish that it was, I think that's something they could have done better, was to fill in more of the lore and more of the backstory of all of this. But then again, it's also, like, if they were to put out what they had, like, say they were done and they made it out of the woods and they created a documentary based on what they shot, they would have had a 10-minute documentary and it would have been awful because there's nothing in there about what actually the Blair Witch is.
Now, I wonder if this is intentional. I wonder if they did this on purpose to keep the viewer thinking, oh, these are just 3 kids trying to do this, and they're not going to do it right, and they're not going to nail down all the specifics, and they're not going to get all the questions answered. So maybe this was intentional.
I think that they probably had shot all the stuff, and because again, they developed this whole story, and this back universe that doesn't really make it in the movie. I'm guessing they did stuff to shoot that and capture it through probably maybe even additional interviews they did with the townspeople. But when it got to editing, they probably realized, you know what, this really isn't the heart of the story, and they probably just cut it out. Because, if this is the story you're wanting to tell, you definitely would want to make sure you have the footage to do it. So I think that my guess is for just simplicity and for better marketing, they probably said, you know what, let's, or maybe quite frankly, maybe it just sucked.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess
it's not like the movie was too long.
Right.
I mean, it's 81 minutes long?
I guess if you think about it, though, it's kind of like if this was really found footage, are they going to show you the documentary side of this? Or are they going to show you all like their ascent into madness and then obviously what happens at the end? Like,
well, that's a good point. If it's found footage, you're only going to see what they shot. Mm-hmm. You're not going to see any background information that they got, any research that they did.
Right.
No, it's just going to be straight off the camcorders.
And I mean, who's to say they didn't? She hasn't already done a bunch of pre-shots telling the story in a studio, green screen, whatever, there's a bunch of stuff we don't know.
Yeah, and you're not going to find that because that wasn't part of what they carried with them into the woods.
Right.
The crew goes out, and after leaving town, goes basically on a hiking into the woods to get to Coffin Rock and a few other spots. Shooting video out basically in the field, and they're armed with their backpacks full of camping gear. They've got the 16 millimeter film camera. They've got a camcorder. They've got a digital audio tape recorder, boom poles, all the kit and caboodle, hiking off into the woods.
And a map.
And a map. Yeah, so they're heading. First stop, though, is Coffin Rock.
They went into the woods prepared to find death. What they found was a desecration of humanity at the site which trappers have often referred to as Coffin Rock. On top of the rock formation, the story of the torture inflicted upon these brave 5 men unfolded. Each was bound to the other, each man's hands bound to the next man's feet, forming a solid structure out of the men. Blood at the edges of the hemp indicate that this act had been committed while each was alive and able-bodied enough to struggle.
That's creepy.
It is very creepy.
She's a fast talker.
Yeah, you're reading from a book, sitting on a rock. And I can't, I feel bad, honestly, for the character here because she thinks she's doing a really good job. From here, though, they continue their hike into the woods and they camp overnight, joking around. I think at this point, everyone feels pretty like things are going well. Next day, though, that starts to change a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Frustration starts to build. There's questions about where are we going, or you know where we're going. Arguments about the map, how they're lost, so on and so forth. But eventually, they find this area that's kind of bit like a burial ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were actually watching Pet Cemetery recently, and the Indian burial ground there with the piles of rocks, the cairns of rocks. Yeah. It's kind of what it felt like here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then that one guy kicked it over on accident.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, actually no. So first they go there during the daylight.
Oh, that was
and find these piles of rocks, and it just happens to be 7 piles of rocks, which corresponds to the 7 kids who were murdered in the 1940s. And so they get their shots, and they're like, "Ooh, what is up with this?" And then they go back to the camp, and they have a fine meal.
Witches in days gone by were roasted just like my Vienna sausage.
Then for some reason, even though it's dark, they decide to go shoot the stones again.
Right.
And go figure what might just happen whenever you're walking around in the dark amongst a bunch of stones. Someone knocks him over.
You didn't just knock that over. Please tell me you didn't just knock that over.
I just knocked it over.
Let me put it back.
And then she touched it.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Give it a little kiss. Give it some baby kisses.
I'm gonna put you to bed.
So what would you do? You knocked it over. Would you put it back, or would you just leave it? I think I
put it back.
I put it back.
Yeah, you got to, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
they're there for a reason.
Uh-huh.
And, like, I mean, you're out there looking for creepy stuff anyway. If I saw piles of rocks, like, that's creepy stuff in the moment. Like, they're not supposed to be there.
Right.
It's unnatural the way they're laying.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to put it back.
Somebody or something did that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they go back to camp after this, and that night they start hearing just snapping and rustling sounds all around their camp.
Hello? Hello? It's all around us. That is fucking weird.
I don't know if I would feel it was that weird at this point. I mean, you're in the woods. There's lots of animals out in the woods.
There is, yeah. Like, I didn't think anything of. Well, I guess really for them at this point, it's more their heightened sense of like, oh, this is creepy. Like, and I think that's built into it. Like, we're out here searching for this Blair Witch or whatever. We're trying to make a creepy documentary about it. And so every noise is now going to be paranormal when it could just be deer.
It's a classic tale of city folk in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're out there in the quiet of the forest, even a squirrel walking around sounds really loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
that happened to us earlier while we were playing disc golf.
Uh-huh.
There's that one part of the woods where it's a little like it always like there's hobos out there. And it always makes you kind of nervous. And I heard something moving in the tree line and, turned around and looked and, half of it was just a squirrel and not a hobo, but it is what it is.
You were prepared though.
I was
Yeah.
ready to fight a crazy, angry, half naked man.
Really? I would expect you just like to run away screaming.
I probably would do that.
Like the flight and not the fight.
I could either way, I mean, I guess it depends. Like, is he running at me?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe once he pulls his pants up.
Oh, now you're getting into real scare territory.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Yeah, it depends. Is he a button on a fur coat or is he like an anaconda coming at you?
Does that make the difference?
I don't know.
One of them makes me run away. The other one makes me fight.
Or point and laugh. One of the two.
Right? What's that? It's a mushroom in a cornfield.
It's just me.
Anywho, the next day, the group is attempting to hike back to the car, but they're having trouble finding it.
They are.
And they're having issues, and they get to a point where they realize they have no choice. They're going to have to camp again, and this is not an idea that really sets well with everybody. A lot of accusations start getting thrown around. A lot of stress is building up. Josh has got a job to get to. Mike's got to get the DAT return. They got to get the camera back. But they're very stressed out. But unfortunately, they got to a point where, they're going to be hiking in the dark, which in the woods is probably not the best of ideas if you don't know where you're going.
No,
Right.
And so they go ahead and make camp. And again, that night, they get more snapping noises. And again, they're kind of getting a little bit freaked out.
Yeah, it's a very unsettling night for that crew.
Yeah. Then what makes it a little bit even more unsettling for them is in the morning, when they come out of their tent, they realize that there are now 3 stone piles surrounding their tents.
Oh, no.
Are you seriously fucking positive those weren't there? When
I am seriously fucking positive these were not here. How would we have, just made a campsite in between 3 piles of rocks just by coincidence? You don't think this is strange?
This is way fucking weird, but it really doesn't matter at this point because all I want to do is get to the goddamn car.
So what do you guys do? What's your reaction if we're camping? Especially like when we used to camp on the primitive side of the campground.
Yeah.
where there's no electricity, there's no, like, nothing. There's nobody around us whatsoever. We're camping out there, and we know when we set up our camp, or set up our tent, that there were no piles of rocks around. Now we wake up one morning and there's 3 of them. What do you guys, what's your reaction?
Okay, well, let's make it even deeper than that. We just went on a hike and saw these stacks of stones for people who had died.
Right.
And then the same formation of stones with the same number of people who are here are stacked outside of our tent.
I mean, even if you don't go that, even if that, I'd still be real creeped out.
It would be super creepy.
It would be.
For those who are listening, we just heard some distant noises here around the campfire while we're talking about this, and the stones that spookily appeared. And I think we all have our little dander up a little bit. This is
It's a little creepy over here.
it is a little creepy. I love it.
Yeah. That would just be messed up.
I'd be pissed off that somebody was out there.
Yeah, big time. Like somebody was right outside of our tent.
Right, and I'd be pissed off that somebody was trying to fuck with us.
Yeah.
You know, we're not hurting anybody. Mm-hmm. And yeah, then there's that, other than being pissed off, there's that really element of fear. Boy, if they could get that close to us while we're sleeping and not even know.
Right, yeah.
What could they do?
Ugh, creepy. And to do it so quietly, too. Like, nobody woke up while somebody was stacking stones outside our tent. Oh, yep, I'm good. I would not be happy about that.
Yeah, and then once they are getting ready to go, they make another discovery, which is also creates stress. Heather discovers the map is missing.
It is.
Heather, that is so not cool, man.
I know it's not cool.
That is so not cool.
I know it's not cool.
I mean, that's the fucking, like, least responsible thing you could have possibly done, man.
I know that.
You really don't have it?
One of you has got to have the map.
No, I don't have the map. We gave it back to you after map check yesterday. You've always had the map.
I know, and I've always had the map in the same place, and if it's not there, one of you had to have taken it.
I'm not going into your fucking pants to get your goddamn map, man.
I just checked my pocket. It's not in my pants.
Look, would I go in and get your map? All I want to do is get out of here, man. I'm not fucking around.
That's all I want to, man.
Let's go. No, you want to stay here. You want to film rocks. You want to look around. You want to fucking, like,
go.
Get this. You want to get that. Which way are we walking?
That way.
Dude, we're in the middle of the fucking woods.
So there are moments in this movie where definitely the acting is a little bit more obvious.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments where you know, even just Mike chiming in is like, you know, are you serious? You know, kind of things chiming in from the side. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
Where so many parts of this movie feel so real. This is not one of them. This feels very forced.
Right. And if you're in on this movie, hook, line, and sinker, yeah, this is a bit of a flag. Mm-hmm. I definitely see that too.
But as we Mapgate continues, and they're making the way. Heather is just very fuming, very frustrated. They have to cross logs, have to climb this, and guys are laughing, kind of, you know, at her expense, and she starts to lose it. And eventually, there's a big blow up, and then, you know, Mike just starts laughing his head off, and he straight up he confesses that it was him. He got rid of the map.
I kicked the... I'm sorry, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but I kicked that fucking map into the creek yesterday. It was useless. I kicked that fucker into the creek.
I fucking hope he's kidding.
Whoa! Mike. Holy shit.
I really fucking hope he's
Mike, are you
kidding.
kidding?
I really fucking hope he's
Mike, are
kidding.
you fucking kidding?
You've got to be kidding me.
Mike,
You have got to fucking be kidding me.
fucking kidding? Get the fuck off me, man.
What the fuck are you out of your fucking mind?
I'm not out of my mind.
Right,
The map doesn't do a shit.
Do you realize? Not to you, but I do what the fuck that map
I'm
says.
sorry.
Wow.
You are a fucking asshole.
I'm sorry.
You're a fucking asshole. And
The map wasn't doing shit all day.
if we get hurt or if we die out here, it's your fucking fault. It is your fucking fault. Do you understand? I can't believe you're such an asshole.
I wish she would tell me how she really feels, because honestly, up to this point, her origins have been a mystery to me.
Right, yeah. I mean, she gave it to him. Mm-hmm. And this is where I was like, man, she did a good job. Like, that was, like, real anger and frustration, and just she was so upset.
So how do you think they did this scene with the director? Do you think that this was this scene almost seemed more scripted than some of the other interactions between them?
I think what it came down to is probably the previous part where the map is missing. You know, they basically told Heather, it's like, okay, gave her in her notes, your map is missing. And confront the guys about it. And Mike was probably told in his notes, you kicked the map into the creek. It's going to be your fault. And basically, when the moments came up to opportunities that struck to present those things, they did. Now it made it a legitimate surprise to the other people in it. And so from there, then it's just ad-libbing. You know, it's like, okay, we're going to make this as real as possible. But I imagine, especially after already a few days of being out there hiking around, hearing Heather be bossy and hearing this and that, the emotions probably were very as real as they could be.
So they're not shooting this like a normal movie to where you have a director that's saying
no
action and cut and do it again. Let's take 2. Let's take 10. Mm-mm. If he didn't like the delivery, it's like, okay, let's do it another time. They didn't have any of that.
No.
And that's what blows my mind about this scene in particular, is because it was so raw and powerful, and there was nobody telling her to act a certain way other than here's your notes for today's shoot. Mm-hmm. But to say, like, be upset about it. She mustered this up on her own. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think you start tapping into real emotions here.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the frustrating part is in their directions. It was probably their directions, or one of the two guys was, she lost the map. Mm-hmm. And so he's going after her like, you idiot, you lost the map. This was your responsibility. And then come to find out, plot twist.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't lose the map. It was...
Welcome to Mike.
Yeah, sabotage.
Now, in fairness, though, I think that map was absolutely useless.
Yeah, it was. Either that or they couldn't read a map to save their lives.
Well, because the map, even it was a topographic map from the looks of it. And if you're really good at the topography, and if you really are keeping track of your landmarks and all that, it might work. But honestly, even with that, if you don't know where you are, it doesn't matter where you're trying to go. You'll never get there.
True.
You have to know both points. And you can't tell me that when they stop every 5 minutes, let's do a map check, that you can look at that and say, okay, this is where we are definitively.
Yeah, nobody was orientating.
No.
Yeah. Hey, out of the three of us, who's carrying the map?
I don't want the map.
You don't want the map?
Nope. I don't want it.
I'll take the map.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either. You guys can share it.
Yeah.
I'm really good at orienteering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had to rely on a map to get me anywhere.
It's a dying art.
I don't want to be responsible for it.
Yeah. I remember being a little kid and traveling, and we'd stop into the next state. We'd stop off at the visitor center, and I'd get the state map.
Yeah.
And then I'd sit in the back seat, and I would, follow our journey through the state on the map.
And I could see that. I mean, but like with that, it's a little different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You just went into, crossed into a city or a county, and it shows it on the map, and you're like, oh, that's where we are. Or I'm on Highway 70, and here's where we are. Like you don't ever, but like you're just in the woods. Like,
yeah, this tree's not on the map.
No, exactly. This is new. This is a new tree. Or is that the same tree? I don't know. They all look the same.
But back to the movie. Following the revelation of Mike's betrayal, basically full meltdown ensues. Mm-hmm. And, they're kind of starting that descent into madness. And but they make another discovery. And this one is I think, pretty darn unsettling.
What?
Photo stop is hanging all over. Look around.
No way.
They're all over the place.
Holy shit. Come up here quick! I need to use the CP!
Yo, there's all sorts of shit up here, man.
This is fucking crazy shit.
And what they discovered is that there are wooden stick figures
Yeah, they're spooky.
Yeah, those are creepy.
all over. And if you've ever seen the artwork for the movie, there's that wooden or that little stick figure witch. That's what they're seeing all over, dangling from the trees, here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's more than a bit disconcerting for them when they come across this.
Some of those were like pretty big and covered with moss too.
Yeah,
Like that was
like they've been
super
around for a
creepy.
while?
Yeah.
Yeah, the props department did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, they did.
And then I wonder if the actors knew that they were going to come upon that.
Ooh, I don't know. Like, how do they even guide them to these areas? You know, like,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not like they have to be hiking continuously. You know, really, they gotta. If they just hike in a basic circle or just moving from here and there, we can't tell. Woods look like woods.
right.
You know, as far as the plot goes, it's not that important. So they probably do say, you know, in their instructions, say, okay, go half a mile to the east, and they kind of, you know, maybe write a little markers along the way. But yeah, they guide them into this area, and yeah, so their discovery is unique because they don't know what they're going to go see.
Oh man, can you imagine? Like, and you know you're making this movie, but still.
Right. At what point, when you're making this movie and you're getting frustrated and you're sleep deprived and you're food deprived and you're bickering amongst each other, at what point do you say, you know, fuck it, I'm an actor.
Right.
and this is all fake.
Right.
You know, stop this. Get me back to the damn car. Let's go.
Right.
And it's really weird where that line sits between I'm an actor making a movie and I know it to I'm submersed in this environment and it's freaking me out.
Right.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Well, it only gets weirder.
Yeah.
Because when they get back to and they're camping that night, they start hearing the sounds of giggling children.
Ah, see, that's when I'm done.
They also start to hear like inhuman groans, and then something starts to violently shake their tent.
That if I wasn't gone with the kid voices, that's when I'm gone.
Right, and this is they're gone because they are bolting out of the tent in the dead of night.
Hurry up!
I'm coming! My boots aren't laced! Oh my god, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh shit!
So that part, like you're watching this movie, it's shaky as hell.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can't see anything.
Well, and let's just talk about the technology they're using, because they're using now on one hand the CP is referred to. It's a 16 millimeter film camera,
Right.
not stabilized.
No.
They're also using, I'm guessing it's probably like a Sony Handycam from the mid 90s,
Right.
not stabilized. Today's cell phones have better stabilization features. GoPros have better stabilization, but these cameras, which even were high dollar for their time, didn't have much in the way of stabilization, so you're going to get lots of handshake.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're running, it is jostling to the nth degree.
So, absolutely. And it was shaky. And you hear them screaming, you know they're running. But when she's like, what the fuck is that? And she's like terrified, you never see what it is. They never talk about it.
They never catch it on film.
No. Like, what was it that she saw?
I don't know if they saw anything. I think it might just be what the fuck is that in terms of that's making the sound.
Or is it like, was she saying like, what the fuck was that shook the tent? Or did she see something else as they were running? Because that's the impression I got, was there was somebody or something that she saw while they were running away.
You see, I got the other feeling. I got the feeling, even, you know, in my rewatch, I got the feeling that she was just shooting in the dark. What was that? Does anybody see anything? Does, you know, somebody give me an answer? What the hell would be doing this? I don't know if, I didn't get the impression that she actually saw something.
Okay.
But
Alright.
I could see your point, though. I could see that maybe she did, and then it disappeared in the woods. That'd be freaky, too.
No, hell yeah.
But
Either
you
way.
think she'd try and point a camera at it.
I mean, I don't know how much good it would do.
True, it's dark.
It is dark. The only thing we're seeing on the video camera is I guess they got their night vision on, which only is good for seeing, maybe 10, 20 feet.
Yeah.
The other camera has must have some kind of light attached, but again, that's not going to light up the full night sky.
Right.
So their field of view is really limited.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going down this nerd town here, but I think that their ability to capture anything was next to none.
Mm-hmm. Sure. But I think the effect on the viewer really heightened the anxiety for the viewer.
Oh, yeah. It sure did.
Yeah. I've got complaints about the shakiness, but I understand why it's shaky.
Sure.
I get it. But at this point, I thought it was highly appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really created that helter-skelter, oh my God, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, too, like, for them to... I have a different kind of appreciation for them, considering they were the ones that had to shoot this. So when they're terrified, they're still grabbing a camera and turning it on and then running. That's not going to be the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, that's not going to be the first thing I do.
I'm not going to be like, I'm going to turn my camera on so I can run out of here.
I don't know. You watch a lot. I mean, it seems like a lot of the found footage stuff I watch these days is weather related things. Footage from tsunamis or hurricanes that have hit, all of which are shot by people's cell phones. It seems like there's a lot of folks now that when shit hits the fan, their first instinct is, got to document it, need to get the content.
Sure.
Happens now, but didn't happen then.
Then no, they I think they were vanguards in that way.
Right.
I mean, they died for it. But I mean, Heather, with her constant use of interviewing of people with her camera, I think was ahead of her time. But I think, honestly, it's not that far off the mark for today.
Yeah.
No, it's not for today.
I'm sure, but still, like, to me, that's not going to be my first thought.
No.
Is to grab my phone and start recording anything. I don't know. That's a whole different level for those people, especially you're in a tent in the middle of nowhere woods.
You're lost.
And the people who are directing this thing, you don't know where they are. You're trying to sleep out there, and someone starts violently shaking your tent.
Yeah.
Like,
you better wear your brown pants.
Oh my.
Right.
Like, that takes some wherewithal to grab the camera and turn it on to start running. Just saying.
Well, they don't go back to the camp
Right.
until it's daybreak.
I don't blame them. Not one bit.
Once they do, though, they discover that possessions have been thrown all over the campsite. Someone's bag has been rummaged. And Josh's stuff in particular has been covered in slime. Mm-hmm. Which understandably makes him, I don't know, a little fucked up.
Where do you think the slime came from?
I mean, I think this goes back to kind of like the Poltergeist episode, the pink goo from coming through the netherworld or the other dimension. I mean, and Ghostbusters definitely had, that ectoplasm kind of thing that kind of connected with spiritual activity.
All right.
So I'm guessing, it was ghost goo.
Yeah, very supernatural feel to it. Yeah.
But yeah, so Josh is now just a little bit touched in the head. He's starting to lose it at a faster pace than the other two. They are trying, once they get going again, trying to follow a river to escape. But they found that somehow, even though they're following a river, that they've walked in a perfect circle. And now they're back to where they started. Somehow, even though they've been following a river, they've walked in a circle.
It's a circular river.
Yeah.
It's a lazy river.
Are they at Splash City?
So understandably, they kind of start to lose it.
I see why you like this video camera so much.
You do?
It's not quite reality.
Reality says we gotta move.
No, but it's totally like a filtered reality, man. It's like you can pretend everything's not quite the way it is.
Josh is he's losing it. quickly.
Yeah.
He
Big time.
is, but those were some wise words or foreshadowing words, I guess.
Yeah. Well, as it turns out, the next morning, Josh is gone.
Yeah, he's out. He's gone.
And, Heather and Mike search. They're calling for him, but they gotta get moving. And so they continue on their attempt to escape, calling for him throughout the day. That night, though, oh man, this is where things really, I think, to me, start getting messed up. Because they hear Josh screaming in the distance.
Josh! Josh, where are you? Tell me where you are!
The next morning, Heather finds a bundle of twigs wrapped up in Josh's torn up flannel shirt.
She sure did.
Yeah, and what did she find inside that bundle?
Looked like some bloody teeth.
Yeah.
Turns out the filmmakers had a friend who was a dentist, so those were actual teeth.
Real teeth.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Nice.
So bloody teeth and hair in this bundle of sticks wrapped in Josh's shirt, dropped off basically as a gift for them. I don't think she tells Mike about this.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I don't think she did.
Yeah.
I think she had kept that to herself, and for pretty good reason.
That night, though, we get one of the more iconic moments of the movie.
Yep.
Heather's snot bubbled confession.
I was going to wait, but we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
The iconic snot shot.
And it's all because of me that we're here now. Hungry, and cold, and hunted. I love you, Mom. Dad. I'm so sorry.
I think the worst part about this is at this point, they're out of cigarettes. And if you're a smoker and you're out of cigarettes, I mean, that's just going to add to the anger and the trepidation amongst the group there.
Yeah. This is all shot like Heather shooting this herself. We don't even see the full face.
Right.
But we get that low angle of his nose and the tears and the snot dripping.
Yep.
And she's definitely completely descended into madness at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real snot.
Yeah.
That was man, what a great shot getting that snot bubble. I mean, that was just, pure luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they got it.
And like, this is where I have to say again, she did a damn good job. Like, it's, to be an actor and then cry on cue, I would think is probably one of the harder things to do.
Well, I can't imagine a more method acting performance than this movie.
Right.
I would agree with that. Now, when she says that they're hungry and tired and all that stuff, that's legit. At what point does that cross into abusing the actors?
Right.
I mean, obviously they weren't SAG at this point, right?
also,
there was no catering and buffet.
Exactly.
But also, she's got to be channeling her own experience here because, she agreed to this project. She thought she knew what she was getting into being an actor in this movie. But here she is, like 7 days in after several nights of being tormented, after just having a bundle of teeth dropped off on her front doorstep.
Yeah.
Not fully understanding everything that's going on, probably scared shitless of what could come next. Totally wondering, why did she take this job? Totally thinking maybe I should fire my agent. Totally thinking a lot of things. but gritting through it.
And this goes back to the whole, I know they manipulated the environment without the actors knowing to create some of these emotions. How much of that was happening versus how much was acting versus reacting? I would love to know the answers to some of these questions.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be great to know.
It would, wouldn't it?
We should have him on the show.
Yeah. Heather,
If you're out there,
yeah, give us a call.
call me.
We'll talk.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Or the other two if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, just somebody.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll have all three.
Round table.
Yeah, round table with them.
Get the band back together.
Get the band back together.
Right?
Let's go on the road.
No, but seriously, I would just love to know some of those answers to these questions of, you know, what they knew, what they didn't know, what was acting, what was reacting. Did it just magnify their reaction through acting? I can't explain it. I don't even know how to ask it.
I can't imagine that any of this doesn't commingle. You know, there's probably a combination and a concoction of all those things you just brought up going on.
Sure.
You know, one is not existing without the other.
And if it's true reaction, or if it's more reaction than acting, yeah, what stops them from throwing their hands up and saying, fuck it, I'm out?
Yeah.
This is not what I signed on for. This is ridiculous. I'm hungry, I'm cold, I'm hunted.
Right.
Cut.
Yeah, like that. You know, that's the part I think that just blows me away the most is you don't like they're just shooting this, and there's nobody like having them take another take or like.
Well, but maybe, you know, Seth, you brought that up earlier. We have no idea how many takes they took of stuff.
True.
Because all we saw is the footage they wanted us to see. So what other things did they go through and what else happened that didn't make the movie? You know, with the whole scenario that this is found footage and this is all the things and the only things they shot. But in reality, it wasn't. It was a movie with edits and cuts. And so maybe they did reduce scenes. Maybe they did, all right, we're going to move in. We're going to say, okay, that was good, but we wanted to see more of this, or we wanted to see this direction.
Yeah, true.
We you know, that's another question I would love to ask the actors.
Right. Were they there with you? Like, did you see them during your shoot? You know, were they telling you to you know, action and cut and let's do another one? Or?
I would think they would have to, because how would you just magically herd and shepherd people to where all the little figures are hanging from the trees, or hiking, or leaving and running?
There was definitely had to have been some form of intervention in you know, getting him in the right places at the right time.
Sure, yeah.
I think beyond that, though, my gut sense, and from everything I've read and understand, is that they were hidden. They were not interacting with the actors daily.
And I read that too. But there had to have been some, don't you think?
Well, because now you're just at the you're at the mercy of these actors to cut themselves, retakes.
And amateur,
you could have gotten absolute garbage from them.
Right, and amateur actors at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, how they could have came back with tapes full of
Garbage.
crap.
Well, most of it probably was. Most of what they got probably was just pure shit.
Uh-huh.
You know, but they had found within that there was enough that they could do, you know, an 81-minute movie.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder how much they shot in total.
Well, if they were out there for 8 days and
2 cameras, right?
2 cameras, and they probably, I mean, we're not rolling nonstop, but, you know, probably, I would think probably shooting 4 to 6 hours per day. That's just on one camera. That's 50 hours worth of stuff to get through.
That's a lot of batteries.
that is a lot of batteries.
Yeah, interesting stuff to think about.
No kidding.
I don't think they just got lucky and this is all they shot and everything was great.
Right.
And how they wanted it. But I don't know.
Do you think, though, that like the 3 of them, if they were supposed to like be in a moment and it was supposed to be tense and somebody laughed, they were like, all right, let's do that again.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure there was some of that self-direction going on.
So they were directing themselves also. So they're the actors, the cameramen, and their own directors getting paid next to nothing and getting fucked out of the residuals.
I
also.
know.
My
That still blows me away.
Yep.
Again, without these three people, there is no movie.
When we talk about the scene we were just talking about with Heather's apology, how that was someone that became almost instantly one of the most infamous and parodied monologues in film history.
Yeah. Well, it was all. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
It was in the trailer. It was.
They did it on Saturday Night Live.
They did.
Live on Scary Movie. You know, so this is something that was copied and recopied, and it's all over the place. And
it became a part of pop culture.
It did.
Right.
Absolutely, it did.
And her beanie. She started the beanie craze.
The beanies.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have Mike and Heather, and they're again hearing Josh's voice at night. And they follow it to an old dilapidated house deep in the woods. Inside the house, they're hearing Josh's voice, but they can't tell where it's from. And on the walls, there are bloody children's handprints on the walls. I mean, it's creepy as fuck.
It is creepy. I don't want to go in there.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's a spooky place.
I mean, I know if it's one of your guys' voices in there, I'm going to, but like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to go in there.
Well, if you come across a place and you know the mythology of the story, and you walk in and you see those children's handprints on the walls, I think, as long as not one of us is like abducted in that house, I think we stick our head in there, we see that, and we're like, we nope out of there.
Right.
We just do. Oh, no, we should not be here.
Because, like, as far as the story was concerned, right, the thing that happened in 1940 with those kids actually happened, right? Like,
As far as I know.
So that was real. This old guy in this house did these awful things to these kids. And now you're going into this house. So, like, it's not like the Blair Witch, and it's like, oh, the Blair Witch, that's crazy. We're going to go find the Blair Witch. But this was real and documented that this happened in that universe.
In that universe, yeah.
So that's my decision, though. Like, I see that. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to go in there.
No. So in the mythology and in the lore, the gentleman who was possessed by the Blair Witch who killed those kids in the 40s, did they ever catch him?
Yeah. Yeah, he was caught. He was hung.
Okay.
Executed for it.
I mean, I don't need to know how well endowed he was, but
How hung was he, Seth?
It wasn't a width as much as the girth. I mean,
Okay.
it was kind of like a tuna can,
Oh, man. That's an odd one.
we've descended into our own madness.
That is a shape for a penis, I guess.
We're idiots.
Yeah. So anyway,
Fun, lovable idiots, though.
Yeah, we are.
Mike hears Josh's voice calling from the basement, and he runs downstairs. And once he gets downstairs, his camera drops. Heather follows, screaming, panicking, and when she comes in down to the basement, can't really see anything at first, but then she pans her camera in just the right way, and we see Mike standing motionless in the corner.
Oh, standing in the corner. Just like the story foretold.
Indeed.
And so as she's screaming, her camera falls, and then the footage cuts to black.
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
That's it. That did it.
Yeah.
And her screams, man. Her screams hit me right in my creepy soul. Like, that is creepy.
It kind of pierced my eardrums a little bit.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty. They're screechy, but they're creepy. Like, she's Intense.
Mm-hmm.
She's an intense actress.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it. That was the Blair Witch Project. So let's talk about some plot holes and questionable choices.
Okay.
I mean, first off, the biggest one for me. How is it that 3 people in the woods never managed to find a road, river, or trail? I mean,
For as long as they're out there.
yeah, for as long as they were out there.
And as much walking as they did.
And the thing is, what's frustrating is a comment is, Heather makes the comment at one point that it's literally impossible to get lost and stay lost in America today.
Mm-hmm.
Not
They
true.
did it.
Not
They
true.
did it.
People get lost all the time.
Sure. But the reality of the matter is, they didn't even need a map. All they need to do is walk in one direction long enough. They would have found something.
You would think so. Yeah.
I would have gone to the highest point
Yeah.
and then view the landscape.
So like here, you would go stand on top of a cornfield.
Not a soybean field.
Not soybean. You stand on top of the corn.
Well, they're in Maryland. There's topography in Maryland, not here in Illinois. But, that's one of the things, I don't know, maybe survival school stuff, but you go to the highest point, survey the landscape, and you'll be able to see things, especially at night, with lights and such,
Right.
to know what direction to go to find civilization.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the end, they end up at the old murderous hermit's house.
Yeah,
He had to have been within walking distance of the town.
you'd think.
So if they're there, they're within walking distance of the town. And for the number of days they walked, if they just would have picked a fucking direction, they would have should have hit a town, a road, something.
Yeah, they were kind of bumbling fools when it came to their own rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out on this. They're in search of the Blair Witch, right? The Blair Witch has the power to possess. Could the Blair Witch have somehow turned them around multiple times throughout the day and made them think they were going in one direction and they weren't? I mean, if you're following a river, how do you find your way back to the same spot? You know what I mean?
So you're thinking the Blair Witch may have possessed them with some dumbassedness.
Yeah.
Well, I think they came into the woods with dumb acidness.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's like those where you're now disoriented, and and how many times they turned around and fought each other, and now like who was in the lead and which way we going? Like, and now we're like there's confusion and whichever. Now you were going south, and you think you're going south again, but instead you're going west, and you don't even realize it because you're so busy fighting with each other and
Right.
pushing each other around. I remember there was a time whenever I think it was Mike had said to Heather, if you bite me one more time, I'm going to throw you in the woods. So like they were really I could see how you get disoriented, but if you want to play that game of a possessive, or a witch that could possess you to do things, how do we know that this witch wasn't possessing Mike to kick the map into the creek, or possessing Heather to walk in a direction that she thought she was going north but was actually going east? We don't know.
No, it's true. That's fair.
It's
the damn witch.
It's a reach.
Well, then when they were first lost, the easiest thing to do is retrace your steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where were the big logs that they crossed?
Yeah, go back from which you've came.
Well, and that is brought up because, at one point, Mike or Josh is like on day 3, are saying, I don't remember any of this from the walk-in. And Heather basically says, well, we went to day 1, went to the Coffin Rock. Day 2 went to the gravestones. So basically we're doing the hypotenuse. We're not going to be retracing our step. We're taking the quickest way back, which makes sense. But even based on that, they should have had some. I mean, they could have backtracked at that point and then hightailed it.
Right, like forget about the shortest way back.
Yeah,
Go the known way back.
Right, the way that's going to get you out of there.
Mm-hmm. Any other plot holes or questionable choices?
So I had a note and this kind of applies, like the three of us, we know each other. We love each other. We camp together. Mm-hmm. We get along really well.
Yeah. We are camping together.
Right. One of my notes was how quickly they turned on each other. Mm-hmm. And it was like, don't camp with people you don't know. If you are, and maybe that was part of the plot, and maybe it's not a plot hole, because they needed them to not be friendly to be able to turn on each other so quickly. But I thought they turned on each other pretty damn quick. Mm-hmm. And, because like they were legitimately out there filming for 8 days, but it was only like 2 days, right? Like 2 or 3 days.
There was snippiness already in on day 2.
Right. It was quick. And for what? Like,
yeah, but honestly, I don't think that's unreal, especially with someone you don't have a close relationship with. I'm out here, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm dirty. My underwear is just getting, soaked with my sweat and ball funk, and I'm starting to chafe. And I forgot the gold bond, and I got a little bit of a hangover, and all these things, and you're kind of being annoying. Yeah, I don't think my patience would be very high.
Okay.
This would be a good time to introduce our new sponsor, Gold Bond Medicated Powder. Thank you.
Party in your pants.
It's medicated. So
especially if one of the three is a little bit bossier than the others. Mm-hmm. I think that creates a very quick and immediate tension.
Yeah, it does.
All right, anything else?
Maybe not go shoot the spooky stones at night.
Maybe that was
questionable. That's a bad idea.
Well, and along with that, what else? Because that definitely to me was dumb.
Yeah.
Because it also didn't make any sense. You're not going to get a better looking shot shooting it at night.
No. Especially your 16 millimeter only shoots in black and white anyway.
Yeah. What beyond that though doesn't hold up? Like what did not age well from this movie?
The fact that they got lost in the first place. Because like we have phones with maps on them. Like you're not going to get lost like that now. Like you legitimately couldn't make that movie today the same way. You would have had to have lost your phone or broken it or something.
And I could buy that if you were out there, maybe you didn't have cell signal. But also, if I'm going to go hiking out in the woods, I would have my phone. I would have a portable GPS unit. I would have redundancy on top of redundancy to make sure I knew where I was going. Plus, you could scout a lot of those locations out using Google Maps and having the imagery of where you're going to go.
Right.
And you could have a lot of that basically virtually scouted. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be much better informed and planned for where you're going and how you need to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that part of it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
And if you could, man, rent some four-wheelers.
Get some wheels out there.
That's right.
Get a side-by-side.
I'd rather ride than die.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What else? Anything else not hold up?
We mentioned it earlier. I got very, very tired of the shakiness of the cameras.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Seth, that today's technology has some of that stabilization built in.
Yeah. It'd be a much cleaner movie next time around.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, it was supposedly set in 1994.
Yeah.
So they didn't have that then. So it was true to the time. I get it.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said though about being too true.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then again, if you want to talk about this movie and how it was marketed, there was such a population of people seeing this movie that thought it was a documentary.
Yeah.
That didn't know or want to understand that it was actually a movie magic.
And maybe that was the most convincing way to do it. But for me, like, you can still make it look shaky. You're not using, like, today, Seth, you wouldn't shoot this thing with, your drone.
Yeah.
Because that's way too smooth. Man, there's ways to stabilize it up just a bit and still know that it's in my hand and I'm moving with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can, like, a little smoother would have been nice.
Yeah. I mean, the tools are there. Just not then.
The other thing that really doesn't hold up for me is, and you guys touched on it a little bit, I think if I'm going out camping in the woods looking for stuff for this documentary, I'm pre-planning the trip a little bit. maybe I go out and I stake the spots. I visited them before I go through all this trouble to go out there and camp and drag people with me and cameras, and maybe the stuff's not there.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, now you're in charge of 2 other people.
Right.
You know, like you're spearheading this thing.
No,
So,
scout your location.
So let me ask you, if you could change one thing about this movie, you know, whip out your magic wand. That sounded bad. But take out your magic wands, and if you could change one thing, what would it be?
I want more Blair Witch lore in this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand more about the Blair Witch and the history and, you know, the backstory. I would love to have some more of that.
I'm going to go the other end of the spectrum.
Okay.
I'm going to want some closure.
Okay.
I think the ending was abrupt. Yes, it left it up to the audience's imagination. I get the artsy-fartsy part of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a way they could have held true to what they were doing with this found footage and given a little bit more definition to what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember watching this movie for the first time and thinking, well, that ending sucked. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, well, that ending sucked.
Yeah, I think, like you, Justin, I would like more of the backstory. Because the backstory we get doesn't feel witch. It just feels creepy old man murdering kids.
Right.
And there are some horror stories thrown in, but then we don't get a clear line of how these are connecting. Why one is equal to the other, and why any of this has to do with a witch.
Right.
I think a little bit more about that would go a long way. Or forget the supernatural part of it. Let's just make this all about a creepy old man murdering people in the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that by itself would be creepy. I mean, shoot, we talked about, Halloween. You know, that was just a creepy guy murdering teenagers. Well, you could do the same thing out in the woods, and we don't need to have a supernatural element for that to be creepy AF. And I think that could have carried the movie itself, but by adding in the supernatural elements, I think we need to have a better understanding somehow of where that's from.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to know the story. And like you said, you got a little bit more backstory, but you also had to buy a special edition of it to get that.
And I know they've made sequels. I don't know if those get more into them.
Did you guys see the sequels? I think I saw number 2 and it was awful.
Yeah.
Because they went away from the found footage. They went more just a traditional narrative, right?
Yeah, it was bad. I can't tell you much about it. It was a forget me movie.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I think, with our magic wands, the one foundation of all of our wishes, I think, is a steadier shot.
Yeah.
Not that I got motion sick. You heard about people going to the theater and having to excuse themselves to throw up because they got motion sick with it. But yeah, it was just hard to watch.
It was. That was a lot. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we move on, let's take a moment here and let's talk about our second beer of the night.
Oh, the second beer. This one is. Oh, this is Old Bakery from Alton, Illinois.
Near our stomping ground.
Howdy, neighbors.
Yeah. Shout out.
This one is their stout, and it's called Spooky Scary.
Spooky scary.
Scout.
I don't think we have to explain that theme,
It's
do we?
spooky and scary.
It's a dark beer.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth.
It's on the sweeter side.
It is. You can get that sweetness from the maltiness. Yeah.
No, it's a good beer.
I like it.
I enjoy it.
Hey, and quick shout out to our guys at and gals at Old Bakery. Great food.
Yeah, we've been there more than a
man.
few times.
Yeah, I've been there multiple times and never disappointed.
All right, so now that we talked about our beer number 2, let's shift gears here just a little bit. All right, gentlemen, it's time for a little game we're calling Found Footage or Fake News. Because if the Blair Witch Project taught us anything, it's that you can slap the words based on real events on just about anything, and half the country will believe you.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So-
We're going to see how much we got duped.
So you two are going to be going head to head here.
Oh.
Oh dang.
Yeah, in each round, I'm going to give you both the plot of a different supposed found footage movie.
Okay.
Some of these are real. Some are complete nonsense I made up while eating beef jerky out in the woods. Your jobs are simple. Tell me if it's found footage or fake news.
Got it.
Winner gets bragging rights and a free compass.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't have a compass, so that'd be awesome.
Nice. I've got a decoder ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could put those together.
It says drink more Ovaltine.
Son of a bitch.
Round one. Fight.
Ooh, we're gonna fight.
Yeah. All right, Justin.
All right.
A documentary crew investigates a haunted mental hospital for their ghost hunting show, only to realize the doors have locked behind them and something unseen is picking them off one by one. What do you think?
I'm gonna go fake news.
Well, that is a real movie.
No.
Really?
Grave Encounters from 2011. It's the Canadian YouTube ghost hunter nightmare that actually holds up, apparently.
Shucks.
So, yeah, that was real. That's a movie.
They actually got picked off by the ghosties.
All right, so Brian.
Yes.
A group of film students find a cursed reel of footage from a 1970s slasher movie, and when they screen it, the killer comes back to life on film.
Like a snuff film? Let's see. I'm also gonna go fake news.
That is fake.
Damn it.
Did not happen. All right. Brian has a point.
All right,
Justin
Brian.
does not.
Hey, shout out to all of our fellow campers out there. Nice to have you along. Thanks for making the trip.
It's kind of weird that you're outside the tent cheering for us, but that's fine.
Hey,
Reapers.
more the merrier.
Round two. Fight.
All right, Justin.
All right.
A couple is accidentally left behind during a scuba diving trip and films their final hours surrounded by sharks in the open ocean.
Found footage.
That's right. It's from Open Water
That's
from
what I thought.
2003,
Okay. I remember that one.
which was actually inspired by a true story.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Tied it.
Put it on the board.
Put me-
Yes.
Put it in the board.
All right, Brian.
Uh-huh.
A research team in the Arctic Ocean documents the discovery of a prehistoric sea creature that slowly eats the crew and cameras one by one.
Fake news.
That is fake, but I gotta say, I think Sharktic Circle would be an awesome movie.
The Shark Dick Circle.
Well, let's chalk that up as a maybe for the future endeavor.
All right, so that means Brian leads 2 points to 1.
Oh, man.
Round three.
Taking me down.
Fight.
Justin.
Yeah.
Camp counselors at a summer retreat decide to make their own horror movie on VHS, only to find something's already recorded on the tape, footage of their own deaths.
Dang. That sounds cool. I'm going to go with found footage just because I want it to be.
Oh, no, it's fake. I made that one up.
That sounds
That's a good one.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Brian.
That would be a cool movie.
That's our next movie.
We need to make that movie.
Brian, a documentary filmmaker returns to the site of the original Blair Witch disappearance to uncover the truth, and discovers the witch may be manipulating digital footage itself.
Fake news.
No.
What?
Oh.
But the Blair Witch is fake.
Well, this is from Blair Witch 2016.
Oh.
Yeah. Technically a sequel, technically a reboot, technically still no witch.
Okay.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
So no points to anyone that round, right?
No, yeah. Still 2-1.
Pooped the bed on that one.
Yeah. My streak is over.
Why are you cheering for us? We failed.
Apparently they got it right.
Yeah.
Round 4. Fight!
Justin. A Norwegian film crew follows a government employee who turns out to be Norway's last living troll hunter.
Fake.
No, that's real.
Shut up. No way.
That's Troll Hunter from 2010.
Get out of town.
That's a real movie.
That's a stupid movie.
So in Norway, they love their trolls.
Do they really?
Yeah, there's a huge troll lore up there.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Brian.
Yes.
That's a bummer.
A grieving Australian family finds their dead daughter's ghost in their home videos and something else that shouldn't be there.
Oh, yeah, that's found footage.
That is a real movie. Lake Mungo from 2008.
Lake Mungo.
Mungo.
Yeah.
Never saw that one.
Oh, I've seen it multiple times.
Okay, one of your favorites?
No, I never.
Sounds interesting. Now I want to know what the other thing is.
Troll Hunter?
No.
The other thing they saw in the video?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm not going to look it up.
Round 5. Fight.
Oh, by the way, I'm a huge Australian movie fan.
Uh-huh.
I've seen one. Deck Chair Danny.
Deck Chair Danny. I saw that one too.
That was a great movie.
Heck yeah, it was.
Love it.
That was real good.
All right, round 5. Justin.
Crap.
A government environmental study documents a mysterious parasite infecting an East Coast Bay town. Told entirely through news broadcasts and webcam footage.
That sounds real.
That is, it's The Bay,
Ooh, nice.
All right.
which was directed by Barry Levinson.
The Bay.
You're back in the game, bud.
So what do we have here? 3-2?
3-2.
3-2.
All right.
All right. Brian.
Don't call it a comeback.
You've been here for you.
Well,
for years.
this is the last round, so you've already won, but we're going to do it anyway.
Man.
Sweet.
I can't come back.
A police department releases body cam footage from a missing officer's final call. The footage shows something stalking him that can't be seen by anyone else.
Fake news.
No, that was a real movie.
Oh, but don't the cameras face forward? And if I'm stalking somebody behind them,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
yeah, how do
I don't know.
they get that done? So what's this
The
called?
movie is the Poughkeepsie tapes. The Poughkeepsie.
The who tapes?
The Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie.
So it
Nice.
came out in 2007, but it was shelved for many years because even the studio found the movie to be too disturbing.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, now I
we're
wanna
gonna-
see it.
Yeah, we're going to hunt that one down now.
Yeah, we gotta hunt that movie about a stalker down. Yeah. So
You're funny.
who won this exercise?
So,
You already know.
Yeah, I know.
Brian, you are my most reliable cameraman. And Justin, you have to apologize to our listeners in a full Heather Donahue tearful monologue, complete
my
with
God.
sniffles and flashlight glare.
I'm sorry to you, audience, and did you play me off?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time with that game. But now we're going to move on. And it's time to pick some poison.
Ooh, picking poisons.
Would you guys rather hike into the woods with a broken map or just pick another movie?
I'm just gonna pick
Pick
another
another
movie. Yeah, that sounds way easier.
All right, no, let's start off. Movies from the same year, 1999.
All right.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or The Sixth Sense?
Ooh, The Sixth Sense was good, and I actually did see that. I'd rather watch Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I'd go with The Sixth Sense too.
I'm on the fence, but I agree. I think I'll go Sixth Sense. Blair Witch Project or The Matrix?
Oh, The Matrix. The Matrix is dope.
Yeah.
Matrix is pretty good. I don't think it's as great as everyone thinks, but it's better than Blair Witch Project. Yeah, Matrix.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Fight Club?
Oh, Fight Club all the way. I love Fight Club.
I've not seen Fight Club.
You've not seen that?
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I've been instructed I'm not allowed to talk about it.
That is the first rule and the second.
I'm completely with you, though. Fight Club.
Oh, heck yeah.
Fucking love Fight Club. All right, let's look at other found footage films. Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity?
Paranormal Activity was really good. I really liked that one.
I'm going to go Paranormal Activity just because it's easier to watch.
See, I'm going to go Blair Witch Project over Paranormal Activity.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
How about Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield?
I never saw Cloverfield, so I'm going to go Cloverfield.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've not seen it either, so I'm going to go with it.
I love Cloverfield.
Is it good?
I like it a lot.
Wasn't it Godzilla?
It's not Godzilla, but it's a Godzilla-like creature.
Okay.
Godzilla.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Open Water?
I feel like I've seen Open Water. I'm going to go Blair Witch on that one.
Yeah, I thought Open Water was a bit draggy. Mm-hmm. It just didn't pull me under.
Oh.
It didn't have that bite to it. Yeah, so I'm going to go Blair Witch Project.
Get double punned. Yeah, I agree. Blair Witch Project all the way on that one. All right, let's talk about low budget but big impact movies.
All right.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Halloween?
Oh, Halloween. Halloween, like Michael Myers as a ghost is just, it just lives in my brain. I love it.
I will go Halloween only because of the boobs.
Okay. I mean, they're good boobs.
Yeah, both movies I didn't think were that great.
I mean, neither one, no.
So the tiebreaker for me are the boobs.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Evil Dead?
God, it's been so long since I've seen Evil Dead, so I think I'm going to go Evil Dead.
Yeah, I'm going to go Evil Dead too.
If it was Evil Dead, the original, I will pick The Blair Witch Project. But if it's either of the Evil Dead sequels, Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, 100% on board for those.
I get it, yeah.
Army of Darkness was fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Get Out?
Oh, Get Out was real good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Get Out.
Yeah, I'll go Get Out.
Same.
Heck yeah.
All right, and for our last batch, Camping Goes Wrong movies.
Oh.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Friday the 13th?
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll go the original Friday the 13th.
Same.
Yeah, why not? I'll join you in that.
Okay.
We could get popcorn and just sit down and watch it together. That'd be cute.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch The Blair Witch Project or Deliverance?
I honestly don't know that I've ever seen Deliverance, so I'm going to lean that way.
Oh, I was going to say don't.
Don't? It's not good.
It's good, but man, it's raw.
Is it?
I'm going to go Blair Witch just because Deliverance makes me think of things that are like not.
I'm with you. I'm sticking with Blair Witch with that one.
Now I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see you smile like a donut.
Is that a line from it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, squeal like a pig, boy. Squeal like a pig.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear banjos paddle faster.
No, I did. I know that part of it.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding. That thing, right? Is that part of it?
Well, that's called dueling banjos, and that's a song.
Right, but isn't that from that?
I don't know if dueling banjos is a song.
I don't know.
There's banjo music.
Yeah. Okay.
There's banjoing.
But, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Banjo.
This is the last movie. Blair Witch Project or Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
I've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and that sounds pretty cool.
I've seen it.
It's really
It
good.
is funny. It's good. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, so basically you have these two really nice guy but kind of rednecks on vacation in their shanty, and there's a bunch of preppy white kids who think they're horrible and basically are trying to say, one of them. A whole lot of misunderstandings. Then all the preppy white kids end up accidentally killing themselves.
Yeah, like accidental deaths, but they think these guys are like the kill.
They think they're menacing, evil, monsters.
I do need to see this movie.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's pretty fun.
Wow.
Well, that was a fun little game.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a question for you guys. I made a little list myself.
Ooh, a Brian list.
Okay, so we know the Blair Witch Project was the #1 indie film of all time.
Uh-huh.
And when it came out. And we also know it was one of the highest grossing movies compared to its budget. Mm-hmm. I've got a list, and we've touched on a couple of these already, but I've got the top 7 highest grossing movies compared to their budget.
Ooh.
And can you guys guess any of them?
Oh my God, I'm so bad at this.
Well, Halloween has got to be on there.
Halloween's on there, yes.
I should have went first and said that one because we already talked about that one.
I will give some hints along the way.
All right.
One of these movies was already brought up.
Evil Dead or Get Out?
Evil Dead's on the list.
Okay.
But this one was mentioned in the Pick Your Poison. That was not Evil Dead.
Ooh.
Friday the 13th?
Paranormal Activity.
Oh,
that can make sense.
Yeah, it had a budget of only $15,000.
I do remember that.
And it grossed over $193 million.
Damn.
Okay, so I've got 4 left on the list.
Paranormal Activity 2.
No.
Paranormal Activity 3.
No.
The Paranormaling. Is it?
Only one more is a horror movie.
What about Rad?
No, Rad is not. It didn't even make its budget.
It didn't recoup it.
Okay, 1968, Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
Budget of $114,000. Gross $30 million.
Not bad.
So these other 3, not horror movies.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys could probably guess 1 or 2 of them.
You have years.
One is in 2004.
Low budget movies.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
$400,000 budget. It grossed $46 million. The most famous had a budget of $1 million in 1976.
Animal House.
Nope, and it grossed $225 million. And started
Star Wars.
Started its own franchise.
Star Wars?
Rocky. Yeah. The third one, I wouldn't have guessed. You have to be an Australian movie fan.
Mad Max.
Mad Max is it. Look at you go.
Love Mad Max.
So that was my list of...
So I've never understood how in an Australian post-apocalyptic world there's so many American football pads.
Right.
There are a lot.
There are. maybe a container shipment got lost and washed ashore. Yeah. And the whole cargo ship was nothing but football equipment.
Yeah, because it seems like whenever the shit hits the fan, you don't stock up on ammo. You head to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, yeah. I need some shoulder pads with spikes, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Road Warriors.
2 stops. Dick's, Home Depot. That's all I need.
There you go.
Shoulder pads, big-ass nails.
Or you could just hit Shields.
Yeah.
Another sponsor of the show. Thank you, Shields.
Thanks, Shields.
Cha-ching.
Right down the road from you.
Well, now that we've picked our poison and discussed some other fun movie facts, what do you say we pick the winner of the Boddicker Award?
Woo!
Clarence Boddicker, you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Fuck you.
Guns, 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 it's time to choose. Who stole the seat and lit the fuse? Bad, bold, or just deranged? The Boddicker Award brings the pain. Can you fly, Bobby? Not quite, but our winner, pure dynamite.
Well, if you're new to the show, each episode we choose one worthy recipient to receive this prestigious recognition in honor of one of our favorite cinematic characters, one Clarence Boddicker from RoboCop. It's not an award for the best actor or whoever was on the screen the most, but the character who we think brought the most to the movie. Justin, who is your choice for this episode's Boddicker Award?
Now be careful because there's so many to choose from.
I was going to say, there's only 3 you can choose from here. Unless you were to say maybe like you could throw in like, oh, the Blair Witch. That's kind of weak. I went with Heather Donahue. I mean, the I'm so sorry scene is iconic. And to me, she's the reason why the entire thing feels real. Even though it's obviously not a real movie, but she made it feel real. And man, like, she just carried the weight of this entire movie. She was a strong, like, raw, hardcore character.
What's going on in the woods? I don't know if the mics picked that up, but there was something spooky out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
I'm sorry, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, Dad was like an afterthought there.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, and I got a dad too. And Dad.
Fucking Dad too.
Yeah. All right, so Heather, who you got, Brian?
Okay, well, all three actors contributed to the film's realism, but yeah, I thought Heather Donahue truly, stole the show. Mm-hmm. She was pretty much the central point of view of everything. I thought she showed really good emotional range, from curiosity to panic to terror. Her fear became contagious and really pulled the viewers deeper into the story, but really, it was the snot bubble.
Yeah,
you can't teach that kind of acting.
Put it over the top.
No, yeah.
And I'm with both of you. I'm going to go throw it in for Heather too, because love her or hate her, or maybe if you just want to slap the camera out of her hands, she's unforgettable.
Yeah, she became iconic with that scene. She became part of pulp culture at the time because of it.
For sure, because she gave us authenticity, she gave us hysteria, and she gave us enough nasal drip to fill a small creek.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And without her total collapse, the movie it just wouldn't work. It would just be like a student camping vlog. It just, there was something about that madness, and that when she fully descended into madness, we saw Josh, we saw Mike, they both lost their shit. But once Heather lost it, is really, to me, when the movie
turned. Yeah, really. I agree with you.
All right. So with that, Heather Donahue is the winner of this episode's Boddicker Award.
Woohoo! Oh, and by the way,
bitches leave.
I love the Boddicker song.
Yeah, the Boddicker song is great.
Sometimes I hum that in the shower.
And I love how after every one of them, you got Clarence just saying, bitches leave.
Okay, so what do you say we move on to some final thoughts?
All right.
I'm down.
Justin, you want to kick it off?
Sure thing. All right, so this one is kind of a toughie for me. On one hand, the Blair Witch Project is great because of its independent lens. It's shaky, it's raw, and it's unfiltered. It reminds me of our filmmaking days. The nostalgia goggles are fully engaged. On the other hand, it's so damn shaky, raw, and unfiltered that it borders on nauseating. But still, I'm a sucker for found footage films. I know this isn't the first, but it's one of my favorites. The acting was pretty impressive, and the setting and prop work felt believable. I would have liked a bit more of the lore explained to tie everything up with a nice, neat bow at the end. But the aspiring filmmakers didn't exactly make it out alive to finish their story. I like when I write things that make me giggle. So my beer rating's also a little skewed here. I had 4 beers before I hit play and cracked a 5th as I clicked the watch now button. And that was my mistake. The movie's way too shaky to drink that many beers. I actually found myself wishing I only had a couple instead. So I'm calling this a 3-beer movie. This is one you do not want to have too many beers before you start watching.
Okay.
All right, Brian, what do you think?
All right, well, the Blair Witch Project shows that you don't need millions to terrify an audience. Just 3 clueless students, some cameras, and a forest that apparently hates visitors. Its found footage style set a new standard, and the tension feels real. Until it doesn't. The ending of the Blair Witch Project is slightly maddening. We never see the witch, the characters disappear mysteriously, and you're left wondering if the woods are haunted, or if they were just really bad at camping. Now, I think the genius of this movie is not the film itself. I think the genius of this movie is the lore that was created around it, in how this movie was marketed. Did you know before this movie came out, they actually put Lost posters up of the actors?
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And this lore that was created of this found footage film, like we mentioned earlier, had a huge portion of the population thinking it was real. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people in the audience, when they saw this for the first time, didn't realize this was a movie. They thought this was real found footage of a real event that happened, and it was freakier than hell.
Yeah.
And those people are idiots. No, but the movie itself wasn't that great. We talked about all the flaws, but the real genius is, like I said, in the marketing, in the idea.
Yeah.
That was absolutely brilliant. But as far as the film goes, it is so shaky. I'm torn on my beer rating. Because at first I'm like, oh, you need 0 because it's coming back up.
Yeah.
But the beer rating is such of, okay, maximum enjoyment for the film. So it's kind of hard to do. But I think you have to drink enough to get past the shakiness. So if you drink enough so that everything else is shaky, then this movie's going to be so much easier to watch. I'm giving it an 8.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yep.
All right.
Big old snowman.
Does that, like, your dizzy, like your spins match up and just line up to the shake and it makes it still?
Yep. That's my steady cam right there.
It's great.
My brain's going in steady cam mode with my eight wobbly pops.
My 8 wobbly pops.
Well, to me, I think the Blair Witch Project is a bit of a weird one. The first half drags. I mean, it meanders, it repeats itself, and it feels a little haphazard in how it sets up the story. You can tell the filmmakers had built this massive mythology behind the scenes, but only bits and pieces actually make it into the movie. The result is this scattershot patchwork of interviews, rumors, and weird local legends that never really add up to a full picture of what these kids are up against.
Agreed.
That said, once they are lost in the woods, you feel it. The frustration is real, the anxiety is thick, and the tension of their situation gets under your skin. Now, there are moments when you can see the seams. The acting in spots wobbles a bit, the improvisation shows, and you can tell these aren't seasoned pros. But then, there are moments where it is frighteningly real, where you forget that you're watching a movie and you just feel trapped in the woods with them. And for me, the Blair Witch Project, despite its flaws, still holds up. 3 beers is all I need. But much like Justin, I'm not going to go past that. I'm going to say 3 beers to peak enjoyment. I've watched it and enjoyed it many times with 0, but to get to where I will enjoy it most, 3.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah.
So, that said, let me just do a quick bit of tallying here. 3, an 8, and a 3 gives us an average beer score of 4.66.
Ooh, and where does that lie?
Let me find out.
Pretty darn good for a horror movie. Horror.
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 Well, at 4.66, that ties it with Flash. Gordon.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Love Flash.
I love how Flash just is always right there in the thick of it.
Flash, I love you.
Just ever so slightly, it's just a third of a beer behind Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Uh-huh.
And a third of a beer in front of both The Last Starfighter and Poltergeist.
Hey.
I think that's a fair spot for her.
Yeah.
For the witch.
All right, so now we've got all these final thoughts aside. I mean, previous episodes, the last couple episodes anyway, we've been trying something different to kind of close out the show, doing a going around one word at a time, making our pitch for the sequel. And we've kind of, I don't know, mixed results with that, mostly bad. So let's just sit here and take a moment. Let's just forget that any sequels of this movie have been made. Let's forget that any remakes have been made. And let's just talk about, in the perfect world, if we could make this movie, what would the sequel to the Blair Witch Project look like?
Oh, man. For me, just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Run with me here on this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Heather didn't die.
Right.
But she's now the one that's possessed.
I like where you're going.
And she's the one that's in the woods that's kidnapping kids.
I like it.
Yeah. That's where I'm going to start that's where I would start it off.
Yeah, and I could even see, I want to see a scene of Heather doing arts and crafts with the sticks, making little stick men.
Yeah. Or making the kids do it. Like, what if that's how they get made?
Well, how about this? How about she's the one who gets possessed? She goes back to college and she starts terrorizing the campus.
That'd be amazing too.
Yeah.
I'd take
and
it.
she could make the arts and crafts like at the early childhood learning center, and she could like possess the kids, and the kids do her bidding. So not only does she become possessed by the Blair Witch, she becomes the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
And she can possess other people.
Well, and then she'll start this corporation.
Oh yeah, because you got to fund your killing.
You got to make some money, and they're gonna make the little stickmen in mass, and she's going to basically brainwash all her employees to work for free.
Okay.
All right.
Until the OSHA steps in.
Does she like start on Etsy? She had an Etsy shop, maybe,
and maybe like a Kickstarter to get the ball rolling.
You know what? And these things turn into like the new Beanie Baby. Yeah. Every kid's got to have one.
The new Labubu or Labufubu or Labufu.
I don't know what that is.
It's some stupid little thing.
It's the new stuffed animal that's all the rage.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't even know what it's called. Like, it's dumb.
They look like little Monchichis.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is either.
Oh man.
It's a little doll that looked like Yadier Molina.
Yeah.
Yadi, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Hey, a friend of the show.
Yeah, right.
He gets it.
He does.
Ultimately, OSHA and the IRS they step in, and Heather gets sent to prison.
Well, why doesn't she then just possess the IRS and the FBI? And then she's like president of the world because she just keeps possessing everybody.
Or maybe she wants to get arrested so she can go to prison and be surrounded by more of her people.
And possess them, and they break out.
And there's an army of Blair Witches now.
Look at all my witches. Follow me, witches.
What up, witches?
But in the yard, they're called the Blair Bitches. Bitches in the yard.
All right. Well, guys, I think we sleuthed it.
I think we got a good solid number 2.
Blockbuster.
Did you say we have a solid number 2?
I did. That was an unintentional poop joke.
That was awesome. I love that.
A good solid number 2.
I love bathroom humor. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note,
this show's descended into the toilet.
It sure has. Yeah. It's time to go to bed.
That's going to do it for our look back at the Blair Witch Project, a movie that made us all afraid of sticks, maps, and anyone holding a handheld camera. We've talked about its rough edges, its innovation, and the sheer nerve it took to turn a student film into a cultural earthquake. So what do you think? Does the Blair Witch Project still hold up? Let us know. Send your thoughts, your favorite found footage disasters, or maybe just your coordinates in case we get lost doing another episode. If you enjoyed this one, please subscribe, leave a review, and share them with your friends too, because if you enjoyed it, chances are your weird-ass friends will too. Thanks for listening, thanks for drinking along, and remember, if you're ever camping in Maryland and hear children laughing in the woods, it's already too late. Until next time, be kind, rewind.
The regular guy movie show, talking flicks, here we go.
Do you guys remember one of the first times we camped out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how we kind of forgot it was Halloween time.
Yeah.
So we're sitting around the campfire, and we hear this blood-curdling scream. Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous, and it made us all kind of sit up and be like, oh my God, what is that?
It was scary.
It was. Justin, I think it was you. You were like, oh my God, someone's in trouble.
Yeah, like, let's run away.
Well, we're like, I mean, do we need to go help? What do we need to do?
No, we run away.
It was really far off in the distance. And then probably like a minute after that, we heard like 2 shotgun blasts.
And more screams.
And now we're getting really unsettled.
This is where we really, really run away. Run with me, guys.
Well, we're sitting on the campfire drinking some beers. And we're like, oh my God. And then we hear a chainsaw.
And more screams.
And we're just lit enough to think that something's really going on. Yeah, come to find out in the distance there was a haunted house.
It was like a haunted hayride.
It was. And we were, when the wind was just right, it would carry the sound and we could hear some of the stuff going.
I like your sound effects.
Yeah.
Those are perfect.
But I think it was hilarious that us 3 grown men.
Oh, there's an owl, too.
Us 3 grown men actually thought something was going on somewhere.